If somebody doesn't want that result, are they qualified? In this video, I'm going to teach you how to convert more of your leads into quality consultations so you can close more sales. My name is Paul Leon. I'm an expert sales name specialist with over 5 years of experience who has helped over 2,000 people empower their consultative communication skills while maintaining a 4.5 out of 5. So with that said, if you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button here on the channel. Really helps us out a lot. In 2006, I was driving between appointments, and I remember hearing from the Harvard Business Review about the challenges in business communication. I have actually linked that so you can easily click on that link and review it yourself. But this is still relevant today, even though that was 2006, because I still see, even working with over 50 small businesses and sometimes even billion-dollar businesses, through sometimes people I just connect with online and consult or other mediums, this types of challenges. So my hope for you is, even if you're somebody who's been in business 30 seconds, 30 days, or 30 years, you are going to get some value out of this because the value proposition won't be going away anytime soon. It'll just change with technology. But what will always be true is that people will sell better than process, especially in a consultative sales process. I call this the great divide in companies when it comes to the value proposition. So I train a lot of people, and in my hundreds of training sessions and thousands of people I've helped, what I've learned is this is probably one of the biggest challenges in sales and in business. However, when you overcome this, you pretty much will solve 75% of your challenges when it comes to sales. And that's a big promise, but let me show you the content so you can get a big result contingent on your productivity and how much you're willing to obviously work. But let me ask you a question. This is something my old mentor used to say to me. Would you rather take less shots with more effectiveness or more shots with less effectiveness? Think about that for a moment. The first part is the marketing value proposition. So the marketing value proposition is designed to help convert attention into leads. So I'll give you an example. So there's a company that I did a deep dive on their YouTube, and they had like an animal that would come into the shot and it would be like, "Eh," and then all of a sudden the person at the desk would get excited and be like, "Whoa, look at that animal. That's amazing." And then the animal walked off and it was the company's name. And I think that's cute. Now, my opinion, I think cute is for commodities. I think that's more for like ketchup or mustard or whatever commodity you're selling to get attention, especially at lower price points. So I think that's good. Sometimes a challenge that I see with a lot of marketing teams is they take sometimes a commodity type thinking and they forget a consultative type thinking. And what we need to think about is not just the marketing value proposition, but the sales value proposition. So again, a sales value proposition is typically more targeted. So when I was going door to door down in South Florida, I used to sell gym memberships. And what I had to learn was don't sell the gym membership, sell what the gym membership does. Sometimes I'd walk into car washes. Instead of saying I sell gym memberships, I'd walk in and say, "Hey, how you doing? My name's Paul Leon. I'm with X Fitness companies. I help employees of car washes have more health and more energy so they can be more productive during the workday. Who would I speak to about that?" And a lot of the time, I would go right to the owner, give my value prop, go right into my menu of prices via investment choices, and I'd make a sale. Not always, but a lot of the time, what I learned through a lot of rejection was if I could just create a strong value proposition, customers are no longer qualifying me. I could qualify them. See that difference there? And what happens is marketing might run a campaign that gets a lot of leads, but sometimes the campaign's not always honest or there's a bait and switch. So they come in knowing one thing based on marketing. And then when it gets to the consultative salesperson, if there's any type of bait and switch or misdirection, the customer's turned off. And then here's the trickle down effect. The consequence is the salesperson goes, "We're just lying to people. We're not telling the truth." Now that trickles down into talent turnover. Now, as we know, I encourage you to also look up online what's the cost when somebody leaves within 18 months of a company. Typically, it's about $36,000. That number varies based on what blog or research study you're looking up, but the number is pretty big, even if it goes down or up, thousands of dollars. So when we're trying to keep top level talent, this is also a really big pain point in not having that value proposition and be able to tailor it, know it. The big takeaway at this point here is if I could wave a magic wand for your company, What it would be is I would say, let's have your marketing value proposition and your sales value proposition be in sync. So the handoff from the customer all the way to the sales process is positive. So they can decide positively when they do move forward. And for those who don't, if the experience is positive, guess what? More positive experience do equal more proposals. So what we need to do, what I challenge you on, is think about your value proposition from the marketing side and the sales side, but do they line up as a core value proposition? And when you start to bring this together, you start to close that big divide. And again, this takes time. Obviously, if you're sales, it's a little bit trickier because you got to learn how to tailor it. I talked about that car wash example. Sometimes I would go into a accounting office. Now, here's a little bit of a bonus story to help you and how you can kind of leverage this value proposition differently and more effectively to help you convert more people into consultations. Typically, like engineers, accountants, in my experience, are more logical because that's kind of their educational background. They like numbers because they can't hurt you. I don't mean that to be funny, I just mean that to be sincere. I hope that didn't come across wrong. And what happens is I would sometimes go into an accounting office. My value proposition would be, "Hey, how you doing? My name's Paulina. I'm with X Fitness Company. I help accountants have more productivity during the workday and able to have more energy. Who would I speak to?" And a lot of the time, somebody would go, "How do you do that?" And I would ask them, "Well, are you looking for the staff here to have more productivity and energy during the day? Because I'm with X Fitness Company and that's the results we deliver." Did I land every single consultation with an accounting office? No. But the ones that said yes were qualified. So I want this to stay with you. A good value proposition qualifies the prospect into the consultative sales process. And the ones that say no to your value proposition disqualify themselves. But here's the reality. If somebody doesn't want that result, are they qualified? And I mean this in the most sincere way. So there's a good podcast. Again, I like Alex Hormozy. I think he says so many bad words. And I got kids. Sorry, Alex. But something he said did resonate with me that made me inspired to want to make this episode. He said, not all views are created equal. And here's the other reality. I'll use this as a lateral tangent. Not all customers at the time you connect with them are created equal either. See, we want someone who wants that end result in that time frame of typically 30 days because we have to pay our bills. We have to move business forward. We have to serve our team. We have to please our manager. And the list goes on and on, contingent on your situation. If I could give you any call to actions via CTAs, number one is evaluate your value proposition for your company. Is it in sync with your marketing and sales team so that if there's a handoff from your marketing efforts to your sales handoff, is it the same? We'll create the experience front to back to front, no matter where that lead goes within the channels of your business. And if it is, then you're fine. This video wasn't for you. But in my experience, most companies, most professionals don't spend enough time with the value proposition. And when it bottlenecks, they forget about this. And anybody who's a seasoned trainer is probably watching this video going, yep, that guy, Paul Leon, he's got something there. So with that said, again, I encourage you to evaluate, ensure that your core value proposition is for both marketing and sales. And when it bottlenecks again, you do have to evaluate changes based on data. Make sure that that data doesn't lose the effectiveness of your core value proposition. Again, my name has been Paul Leon. If you found this video to be helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button so I can keep producing more content like this through my side hustle here on the Persistence Masteries YouTube channel. Take care.